Hi guys and girls, and welcome back to Zenith Minis. My name is Greg, and today I'm finally bringing you a long overdue, super awesome power sword tutorial that's going to kickstart a series of videos covering the different ways that you can be painting your 40k power weapons. This week I've been inspired by Xenos weaponry, so today's colour scheme will be perfect for a Necron War Scythe, an Eldar Rapier, or controversially a Deathwatch power sword. To start, undercoat your model using a black spray and then base using Abaddon Black. Then create a glaze of Incubi Darkness and start layering it at the centre of the sword using a brush that has a fine point. Once you're done, create a Abaddon Black glaze and just layer it around the edge of the sword to tone down the previous colour. I'm using around 1 part paint to 2 to 3 parts medium for this glaze, and when painting, remember we're looking for a stronger colour at the centre of the sword. Now take a glaze of Cabalite Green and layer it closer to the centre of the sword, picking out the lettering as well. I'm using a size 0 Raphael brush here, which has a good size belly, perfect for holding a decent amount of paint, but it also comes with a fine point too, which is great for all these little details. Next, back to the Incubi Darkness glaze and start to soften the edges of the Cabalite Green to create a smooth transition. Once that's dry, start to highlight the edges and lettering using Sybarite Green. Make sure you've got a nice fine point to your brush at this stage so you can paint precisely. As you're building up your layers, return if needed to the darker glazes, and this will just help tint and soften up your colours. Now pick out the extreme edges using Ghost Blaster Green. This paint is a little thick, so I thinned it down a bit more than normal. Lastly, add a spot of white to some of the points on the blade, and as you want this to be super precise and we're not painting a large area, you don't need too much paint on your brush for this step. And all that's left now is to paint up the rest of the arm and the model, and you're all done. Guys, that is the end of today's episode. Really great to be back, and I really hope you've enjoyed as well. If you have, drop me a like, subscribe. If you want to check out my Patreon, there's a link for that in the video description below, along with my Amazon storefront, which will have a list of all the equipment and paints that I've used in today's tutorial. So I'm going to be back next week with some more videos, so really hope you'll join me for that. But until then, take care, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.